Salutations. My name is Summer, and this is Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. And Sylvie is over here trying to take my. Look at her. Sylvie, what are you doing? Yeah, you are wound. You are wound up, cat. Happy Thanksgiving, all my friends. Let's see if we can calm everything down here. I'm feeling a little frazzled. And Randall's sitting all pretty in the window. The lighting is all weird because it's dark here already. And nobody's up top, but Mayfair is looking at the fish aquarium. Okay. And I'm not sure, somebody's down below there. And I'll switch down. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm wanting to do a book giveaway, and I want to talk about the books that you guys recommended for me that I'm excited about. I'm excited about all of them, honestly. So the 3 books that I would like to give away, how I'm going to do it is that if you're interested in the book, leave a comment below and let me know which book you're interested in. If you're interested in all of them, just put all. I will have 3 cups if there's a bunch of you. There may just be one person, but if there's more than one of you, I'll put your name and have 3 cups, and I'll pull the name and let you know, and then you can email me. I'll let you know you won, and you can email me your address, and I'll mail it to you. The first book is The Staggerford Flood by John Hassler. And then we have The Revolution of Marina M by Janet Fitch. This is a brand new copy. I have 2 of them. Sorry about trying to get the sticker off. The sticker just still needs to come off. Anyway, yeah, it's a brand new copy. I love this book. I read it a couple months ago. Loved it. And it's the first book in a series. I don't know if it's just a duology, but I bought the second book. It just came out. And the third one is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. This is a brand new. I read maybe 30 pages of this. So I was going to say, there may be see how there's a little tiny line, little mark right there? Up to page 30, there might be a little mark here and there in it, and it has my name in it. I put my name in all of my books. Anyway, but besides that, it's a brand new copy. I don't believe I'll ever read this edition. I believe I'll reread the edition that I'm reading. It's just all the French in here. This is translated by Richard Pever and Volonsky's last name, Larissa Volonsky. And it's supposed to be the truest to Tolstoy's version. Sorry, Mayfair is up high on something. I didn't know she was going to jump down on me or what. Okay, so if you're interested, please let me know. Okay, let's go through these. The first person who recommended me, I'm going to do, sorry, I'm so scattered. I'm going to do books that I've already read first, and then I'm going to move along to books I haven't read yet. So, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce any names. Isa, 1852, recommended The Thornbirds by Colleen McCullough. I read this book. Cat hair. I read this book maybe 4 years ago. Maybe. I loved it. I think it's a beautiful book, wonderful book. So I'm not sure if I'll get to it again this coming year, but I will try to. Peg, The History Shelf. So she recommended Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I do not own it. And the funny thing is I was thinking, I know I've read that book. I don't remember what it was about, but I know I've read it. So I went on Goodreads, and it says that I've read it. I don't remember when, but it says I gave it 1 star. So I am going to order it from the library and reread it because I don't remember. I don't remember really anything about it. And when I was a teenager, I used to read about Virginia Woolf, her life, and I always really enjoyed that. So we will see once I get it from the library because I think it's funny because I think you put I think you'll really like it, and I'm thinking I gave it 1 star, which I do not do. So that's maybe I was in a bad mood that day or something. Also, I'm cheating a little bit because I had talked about this book, The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell, and she said she could highly recommend the series. So I'm cheating because I really want to read this. And she said she could highly recommend it. Okay, so let's see. Deanna Pato, the reader, she recommended The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I have This is the first book. I mean, it's in two, but it's really one book. And I read it, I want to say maybe it was earlier this year, but I think it was last year. And I wanted to reread it before I start the next one, Words of Radiance. But I got the audio from the library, so I think I'm going to listen to it. So, yeah. Okay. Amy Zoe Beck, she recommended, well, she said her favorite book was Pride and Prejudice by, like you guys don't know, Jane Austen. I love Pride and Prejudice. I have watched it. I have read it a million times, and yes, I have watched it too. I'm going to turn the light on because maybe I don't know if that's better or not. I kind of felt like it was going bleary a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I love Pride and Prejudice, and I might get to it a reread for 2021. Heidi at My Reading Life, she recommended Being Mortal by Atal Gawande. I just read this book like 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I loved it. It made me cry. My mom read it and loved it also. I would highly recommend it. But I do not believe, since I just read it, that I will be rereading it anytime soon. But thank you very much. Lori McIntyre, she recommended Anxious People by Frederick Backman. I love Frederick Backman. I love this book. I just read it last month. So I don't know. I could do a reread for 2021 just because I love his book so much. And it's such a fast-paced, easy read. I thought it was wonderful. And the last reread one was Grace Alvarez. She said one of her favorite books was the Poisonwood Bible. And I read this book. It's been a while. I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. And I love Barbara Kingsolver. So I'm going to put this on my shelf and hopefully I'll get to a reread for 2021. Okay, and then we have someone who recommended a book that anyway, it's interesting. So Scott at the Bookish Bryants, he recommended Dune by Frank Herbert. And I've read Dune. I read Dune and then I've listened to the audiobook of Dune. And I have been wanting to reread it because I just feel like there's so much in Dune and it's so different from life as we know it, in a sense, that there's something that you can pick up every time you read it. So I've thought about rereading it and continuing on because I did read the second book. I want to say it's like Dune's Messiah or something. But yeah, I've been thinking about that. So he also recommended Bleak House by Charles Dickens. And Bleak House was on my books I haven't finished that I've set aside shelf. Or I should say case, since it's the whole bookcase. Yeah, so I picked this up a couple of years ago. Mayfair, is that you? It is. She's scratching on one of those cardboard things. Anyway, yeah, so I picked this up and I don't think I got quite halfway through. And I thought, ooh, now is not the time. So I've been wanting to pick it back up. And of course, I'm going to have to start over. So yeah, Bleak House, Charles Dickens. And I've been in the mood. I actually started reading A Christmas Carol again a couple nights ago. And I thought, man, I forgot how good this was. And this time of year, Charles Dickens is just I don't know, he seems very seasonal, like Christmassy time. But maybe it's because of A Christmas Carol. Okay. Nathan Fung, he recommended Rules of Civility by Armor Amor Towles. I'm sure I mispronounced that. Okay, funny thing. So, Olive at a book Olive, this is like one of her favorite books, and every time she rereads it all the time, and every time I've heard her talk about it, I'm just like, eh, like rich people, eh. I started reading this. I am halfway through. Started reading this a couple nights ago. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I love the writing. The characters are wonderful. I'm just so I'm just so happy that you recommended this book because I really don't think I would have picked it up and I would be missing out. That's another reason why I can't do the anti-TBR tag is because as soon as I say I don't want to read an author or I don't want to read a certain book, I'll want to then read that book to think, why do I feel that way? And I'll want to try it. So I'm so glad I'm reading this because I'm so glad it was recommended because I'm loving it. So thank you, Nathan. Okay, let me see here. Oh, Noah. Noah at Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse. He recommended two books, and they're both new to me. The Violent Bear It Away by Flannery O'Connor, and then War in Heaven by Charles Williams. They are both new to me authors. I have not read any Charles Williams or Flannery O'Connor before, but it does not surprise me because there's a lot of books that Noah talks about that are new to me authors. Okay. Samantha at Paper Not Books. She recommended Space Opera by Catherine Vellante. And I'm excited. I ordered it. She said something about the audio book that there's, it's like sci-fi names. Those who read sci-fi, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, so she said something about the audiobook. So I ordered the audiobook from the library and hopefully it comes soon. I'm excited because she said it was like Douglas Adam-esque or Hitchhiker Guide to the Hitchhiker-esque, which I love Douglas Adams. I love the whole 5-book trilogy, which is just I love that. Uh, Instead of like, anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I'm excited. Anything that somebody says is like Douglas Adams, I am up for. And that's where a lot of people don't know this, but Prometheus at Book Zealots, he knew my cat Fenchurch. He knew that the Fenchurch came from Douglas Adams books, and he's the only person who has ever said, "Hey, is your cat named after Fenchurch?" And then he even knew that Fenchurch is actually a girl in the books and my cat's a boy. But whatever. Anyway, I just thought that was neat. So, Courtney Farrader, everyone's or America's favorite Jewish mother. She recommended The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. I do not own this book. I ordered it from the library. I have read 3 novels by James Baldwin, and I thought they were really good. I kind of felt like they weren't for me. Like I wouldn't ever read them again, but they were good books. So I'm looking forward to The Fire Next Time, which I have never heard of. Kristen is reading. She recommended The Blind Assassin by Margaret Atwood, and I have. I don't know about Margaret Atwood. So I read Alias Grace, I want to say, and I really enjoyed it. And then I tried to read 3 times The Handmaid's Tale and just could not do it. Well, there's Randall. Randall, what you doing, sweet? Yeah, I could not do it. So, yeah, so I'm ordering it. Hopefully, I could get it on audiobook from the library. And hopefully, The Blind Assassin changes my mind because I'm like been on the fence about Margaret Atwood because of The Handmaid's Tale, because I really feel like Margaret Atwood is someone who I should love. That's why I tried it so many times, because I just feel like I should love her. And so hopefully, because I do own a couple of books that I have not even tried yet that were given to me. And so, yeah, hopefully that turns me around my way of thinking with her. Kristen also recommended The Sixth Extinction, sorry, by Elizabeth Colbert. I am excited about this book. This book is right up my alley. Also, I do not care about awards. Like, you will never hear me say, oh, it's a Booker Prize award. But there's 2 awards that I really feel like all the books are good. And that's Pulitzer Prize and Newbery. Whenever there's a children's book that has Newbery, I've noticed it's usually a good book. So I'm excited about this. Um, let's see. Danny at Spinelli Speaks. She recommended The Hours by Michael Cunningham, and I thought this would be fun to read with Mrs. Dalloway because I remember this movie when it first came out. So I mean, it's so long ago. I don't remember much, but I do remember Nicole Kidman playing Virginia Woolf, I think. So I thought it would be really neat to read those 2 close by each other. And Danny also recommended A Discovery of Witches, which I do not own, but it sounds like it'd be right up my alley because I heard somebody talking about how it had witches and werewolves and vampires, and I love that kind of stuff. So excited about that. So Sarah at MG Reads, she had first recommended The Stand, which I've read The Stand 4 times, I think. And I don't think I'll be up for another reread in 2021 of it. But I love The Stand too. And then she also recommended State of Wonder by Ann Patchett. I have not read any Ann Patchett. And I have no idea what this book is about. So I'm excited that I'm going in completely blind. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how I like it. Okay, so Lukáš, a Cruel Reader's Thesis, he recommended Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, which I bought this a couple months ago and it's just been sitting on my shelf, so it'll be good to get to it. He also recommended The Sirens of Titans by Kurt Vonnegut. Oh, I'll have to check. I need to go through. I just bought a bookshelf, so I need to go upstairs and put it together and go upstairs and unpack some books. I don't think I just keep seeing the book with like these big eyes, so I kind of think, do I own it? Because I do own some Kurt Vonnegut books, but I don't think I own that one, so I might be getting that one from the library. And then he also recommended one I'm really excited about, and that is Silmarillion, maybe, by J.R.R. Tolkien. Okay, so you guys have probably heard me say The Lord of the Rings is boring. But that was because I was in a different mood. So this time of year, I I'm in this mood where I just think The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, besides the singing, which I can skim over now because I know the singing means nothing. But this time of year, I crave fantasy, and so I've never read this, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Silmarillion is what it looks like to me. Anyway, I'm excited about it. And it may take me a long time just because Tolkien is a slow, you read him slow. I mean, I read him slow. So, which will be no surprise with how I'm doing with War and Peace and the Magic Mountain. Okay, so Ami at 1649, he recommended, I want to say it's Malloy by Samuel Beckett. And I love that I was able to get three in one. I feel like I've won a prize when I can get three books in one. Okay, so Ami, I don't know what you're getting me into. But I started it and I'm only on page 11 and I'm like, what is going on? What is going on here? I have no idea. Does somebody have dementia? I'm just thinking I don't know what's going on. So, um, yeah. Uh, Angie at Literary Labors, she recommended I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. And I really don't know what this book is about. I do know on BookTube, it seems like people either love it or people hate it. So, um, yeah, and I look at this cover. It looks fantastic. So I'm excited, Angie, even though I've heard people hate it. Since you love it, I'm excited to read it. Okay. Oh, BookTube with Simon. He recommended two books, House of Leaves, which I didn't write down the authors. Everybody knows House of Leaves, though, don't you guys? Uh, and then he recommended 13 by Sebastian Beaumont, which I've ordered from the library also. And I think they're both maybe like horror books. So I don't know. That makes me a little nervous, but I will try it. I will try anything. Also, another one is kind of like a cheat. Um, a long time ago, Steve Donahue said if he had to recommend, is she dumping out all the cat food onto the floor? I think she is. That silly Mayfair. Mayfair, what are you doing? She is. I wonder how cat food ends up all over the place. I usually don't feed them down here, but if I think workers are coming, I put food down here. I usually feed them upstairs by my bedroom. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, Steve Donahue. Okay, so yeah, he said if I had to recommend a book to anybody that, and I don't know them or their tastes or anything. He said he would recommend The Killer Angels by Michael Shar. I'm not very sure how to pronounce his name. Anyway, I owned it already, so yeah, excited about that. I hope I mentioned everybody. I'll have to check my video, the comments again. But I think that's everybody. Anyway, thank you guys so much for all the books that you recommended. I am excited about all of them. Also, if you're interested, I mean, I got huge piles over here, but if you're interested in the Staggerford Flood or War and Peace or the Revolution of Marina M, just leave a comment down below and I'll put your name in a cup. And in about a week, I think I'll check and do another video to let you know if you won or not. And like I said, I'll leave my email in that video. I think my email is already on my page or channel or whatever anyway. So yeah, I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving and has a wonderful night. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.